Welcome to Divinely Inspired Pick a Card reading for March 2022. We have 3 piles, 1, 2 or 3. Just take a moment to ground yourself and reflect and whatever resonates with you. And let's start with our reading. Welcome to Divinely Inspired. Pick a card reading, and if you selected pile number 1, then these are the cards and your reading for March 2022. The first card that we see when we ask the angels, and the angels is Angel and the Baby. And this card represents a new life, a gift, or pure joy from the heavens. So basically, what this is referring to is, what do you want? This is a great question to start a session. It's much better than asking what's wrong. By asking this question, we identify the targets, what state, what the subject will see, hear and feel when he has solved the problem or achieved the goal. This cuts through lots of complaining and focusing on the negatives. So this is saying to be patient with yourself. Your self-growth is tender. It's holy ground. There's no greater investment than you. Now, as we look down to the second row, we see 4 cards. The first one is from the Magic of the Unicorns. Then we have 2 other cards, which is from my own personal Divinely Inspired Tarot deck. And the last card is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. Now, as we look at the first card, you've got Cosmic Diamond. And this card is about spread hope and joy and illuminate the world. So this card represents that it is our high service. So it's asking you to raise your energies and to help others and the world. So when you can visualize a solution or places where people send your hope, joy and trust and commitment, and you can make a difference by picturing it over decision makers so that they can make a wise, inspired choices for the higher good. It is also about promise and clarity. Then as we look over to the Divinely Inspired Tarot deck, we have Puff the Magic Dragon. This card is saying that it's all about illusions and building castles in the sky with our ideas and visions. So it's asking you to stop wasting time building those castles in the sky and puff out that smoke. So when we're sharing ideas to others, it's time to stop floating in the clouds and come down and ground yourself back to earth and start making your ideas or dreams more solid and grounded. Next one over, we have Devilishly, and this card reminds you of the constraints that we have in life and with ourselves. By breaking free from the strongholds and addictive patterns and behaviors that could be within our relationships and with others, or even with ourselves, or even within the consumer industry. So knowing what binds and enslaves us to the necessity steps to change these patterns and behaviors. Then the next one over from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, we have the Seer, and is actually upside down. So basically it is asking you to challenge. It is actually challenging you to get out from the denial of what you've been telling yourself, the truth about yourself and your situation. The wishful thinking will not make what you desire happen when you're refusing to see things as they are. The truth may hurt, but if you act to set yourself free, to claim the bounty that is waiting for you, this is a moment of true power, and the Seer is asking you to, when you're ready, surrender to the vision of the Spirit and ask for it to show you the truth, no matter the price. And once you do this, your eyes will be open and you will receive a powerful gift. So overall, in conclusion, be patient with yourself. Self-growth is tender and is holy, and there's no greater investment than you. Ask, what is it that you want? And know that a new life, a gift, or even a pure joy is from the heavens. Once you see the constraints that is binding you, so you can break free from those strongholds and addictive patterns and behaviors, diminish all the fantasies and daydreams and building castles in the sky, and know that you can eliminate and help others in the act of service as you help those to see their own personal truth as well as your own. So that's the reading for March for 2022. I hope you enjoy it from pile number 1, Divinely Inspired. Welcome to Divinely Inspired. Pick a card reading, and if you selected pile number 2, and the first card that we have is Happiness is the Way. And it is all about every long journey begins with the first step. So, I wonder when. This is a different way of using the irresistible concept of wondering. Instead of wondering if something will happen, you're wondering when it will happen. This is a presupposition and is very powerful. So I wonder when you'll add this technique to your life. So the emotional feelings is that you can't be ignored. So honor them and accept them graciously. The next pile down with 4 cards. The first one is from the Magic of Unicorns, is Go with the Flow. Then we have 2 cards from Divinely Inspired, which is from my own personal tarot deck. And we have the Grumpy Old Man and Olympiad. And the 4th card is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle, which we have is Fire, but it's upside down. So as we go to the beginning, go with the flow, it says that accept what is happening. And this card is all about the flow of your life. So If your life seems to be meandering along rather slowly, accept that this is a gift. This is what is needed for you right now. So let go of any frustrations or boredom, but do not try to push ahead. Rather, just take the opportunity to relax and enjoy the peace, and then look at the beauty at the world as you drift along. But if your life is going rather hectic, then this is where you use your guidance and trust in the universe and ask to allow some wisdom to come and to direct you so that you know what is happening and is for your highest good. Swimming against the current would only drain your energy and your inner resources. So the more you trust the flow, the more your anxieties can sooner and help you steer along with your journey. So if you are being prepared for your next phase, trust that right now the currents in the universe are flowing in your favor. Next card over, we have the Grumpy Old Man. So this card is basically saying that there's no need to complain all the time about your life or doing nothing about it. So stop being a grumpy person and then change what it is that you're craving. Stop being so negative and start to see what is good and positive within your life. No one likes to be around someone who is narrow-minded, judgmental, or who criticizes their own life. And the one over is Olympiad. And this card signifies changes are within our health, mind and body and spirit. So taking on a more healthy approach to our diet and starting to exercise and look at your more mentality as well of your mental health, then you'll start to see some benefits within your life and your vitality will improve. What changes could you make today and start to invest more time on your own health? For your health is your wealth. The next card we have Fire, and that's upside down. So basically it's saying or asking that if you're feeling too fiery. So have you ever been reactive or short-tempered towards others? If so, then this card is telling that your fiery emotions are directed on others can backfire at you. So it's a good idea to play with what the fire that is within you and try and make a balance and sort it out so you'll not be so angry. Now is the time to act, not to react. It is time to tame and befriend your inner fire so it will not scorch you. Overall, in conclusion, so basically it's just saying that there's some changes that needs to be made within your life, mentally or physically, but every journey does begins with the first step. So whenever you wonder when you'll add this technique to your life and accepting of the possibilities of the changes that can actually benefit you mentally, physically, and spiritually. Do not ignore your feelings. Accept them and honor them graciously. Go with the flow. Whatever the path may be within your present life, either is fast-paced or very slow and steadily, accept that this is your flow and go with it graciously. Do not complain about the things that's not going right within your life, but to see those things that is nagging at you, accept them, and then work on them and make those positive changes that you crave to turn your life around in a more positive way. The fire within you, if it's not tamed, can actually scorch you and actually can hinder you if it's not dealt with. So try and not let that inner fire blaze out of control where other people around you are suffering from the consequences. This is the reading for pile number 2, Divinely Inspired. Pick a card reading for March 2022. Thank you. Welcome to Divinely Inspired. Pick a card reading for March 2022. And if you pick pile number 3, these are the cards for this month. The first card we have is Angel in the Ocean. It's all about see clearly and view things from an angel's point of view. Best of all, when we say this, it engages the brain's attention. We all like to know what's best, so our minds listen intently for what's coming up. Because this statement is tied to positive emotions, and best of all, you don't even have to think about these patterns after a while because they'll work on their own. And best of all, you can leave the learning to your unconscious mind. So the next is the affirmations for the material. It says that never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left a name worth remembering. Then the next row down, we have 4 cards. The first one is from the Magic of the Unicorns, and that's the Shower of Blessings. Then we have 2 cards, which is from the Divinely Inspired own personal tarot deck, and we have Protection and the Beam of Light. And fourthly, we have the Smoky Mirror, which is from the Mystical Shaman Oracle. So for the first card, the Shower of Blessings, it's all about giving and receiving. So blessings flow in and it's never ending, and it streams if you allow them to. So pass on to others any that you receive and pay it forward. In this way, expand your heart chakra and allow the love and light from your unicorn to stream through you. It may be a perfect health, abundance, happiness, or something material. You can forward blessings to someone who is close to you or even to strangers. So when you're offering blessings to a situation in your life or to the world, and visualize it receiving for the highest good, this will raise your frequency of what is happening in the world and allow other divine alchemy to occur. So when you do so, magic can happen. Next card is Protection. Know that your angels are with you. You are protected and guided. The Beam of Life. This card signifies that the light we hide within, deep within our DNA. And this card confirms that you may be of a light worker or a star seed. So come out and take the stand. Beam your light so others of your soul tribe can see and recognize you. When we beam our light, we find purpose within our spirit. The fourth card, the smoky mirror. It's the right way up. So when this card appears, you're invited to see beyond your own self and acknowledge that past the limits of your current ability to perceive, there is a vast interconnected world where events are orchestrated to divine order but challenging to fully grasp. Now is the time to trust that no matter what the current conditions of your world, know that the hidden realms of all aspects of the human journey, we are celebrating the beauty and of the darkness. No matter where you are on your journey, know that some things are meant to be a mystery, which are not meant to be understood only through of experience. So take heart, for this card will ultimately show you the beauty and the wonder once the fog lifts and the distortion and you can see clearly. So this symbol also represents the shadows of the human psyche, the parts of the self that one disowns. So it can represent the state of a denial or the inability or the refusal to see the truth. So what it may imply, it cannot be intimately known in the world. So for the mystery of how things come together and how they fall apart without obviously casualty. In conclusion, so when we see clearly and view things from an angel's point of view, know that no one has lived a life of ease that is worth remembering. So we all go through hardships. We all have a story to tell of where our path has led us to our current state. And best of all, you don't even know you have to think about this after a while, because they will work on their own. And best of all, you can leave this learning to your unconscious mind. So when you know that with your brain, the best of all, knowing that what we don't fully understand that is orchestrated behind the scenes, as we fully enhance our own psyche, know that we are showered with blessings and are protected with our angels and our ancestors or whoever you may believe in. Know that is in giving and receiving. Pay it forward of any of your blessings and shower those or bring light and happiness to those of less fortunate, and help others ease their own burdens within their life. And this way is how you beam your light as you take the stand and shine to be a light worker or a star seed. Is about coming out from the dark and take the podium. And that is the reading for pile number 3. This is Divinely Inspired pick a card reading for March 2022. Thank you.